walk that route.
Keep on coming around, guys. We're going to pause for just a second. We're about halfway here. A little more.
Oh, I think it's mine. It's just piece of paper. Oh.
Only halfway?
Woo! Let me just say that this is an amazing walk. This really is a great walk. You guys are incredible.
A lot of people.
Keep on coming.
What's that? Yes, we have walked in the snow. We haven't done it barefoot. No, I wanted to do it barefoot.
I've done it before.
Yeah, but then I figured like you couldn't do a show with the flu. So.
Do you get flu from walking?
Probably not. Frostbite feet. That wouldn't work.
It all, one thing leads to another, leads to another. That's the way it is.
We'd like to stop for just a minute before we reach our mile. If we were not in freezing temperatures, at this point in the walk, I'll talk to you guys about especially the importance of finishing this mile without our shoes and walking barefoot. I'm not going to ask you to do that today.
I'd do it.
Why are we doing this? The reason we're walking is because we need to be reminded, I think, how powerful we are as individuals. I think it's kind of a classic time period. You go to, a lot of college kids, all of a sudden they're like idealistic about the world and they think, oh yeah, we can change the world. Many generations have, come to that point in their life and then they get excited and then, reality sets in, they get a job and they're like, oh yeah, well, I was just an idealistic kid. You guys really are a different group of people. We are more powerful as individuals than any generation has ever been. Average people, here across, we've just been in Canada, we've been all across the U.S. This is our 44th mile that we've walked. We've blistered our feet with heat, we've frozen our feet with snow, we've stood in the rain, we've stood in the heat of the summertime.
Grime.
And the reason it's so important to walk is the fact that, this isn't about all of us doing some crazy big thing. This is about lots of people doing something very simple, very clear, and something that when you do it together, it's powerful. One of the things we've been doing on this whole tour is talking about making a difference, especially for the people in Africa, kids that are born with AIDS, people that are living on less than $1 a day. And one of the ways that we can take action is through a great company called Tom's Shoes. Tom's had a very simple but amazing idea, which was that they could give away a pair of shoes to a child in poverty for every pair they sold. When we started out the walk tour, we said, you know what, we want to talk about doing simple things by, giving people a way to make tangible connections with the fact that there's those that have almost nothing. Even shoes is a necessity, and there's those that don't have shoes. So through these walks, we talked about Tom's Shoes to some of you who have walked this before, and thousands, tens of thousands of people that have walked with us across the country. And we helped sell 50,000 pairs of shoes.
Woo!
Now, 50,000 pairs of shoes, that's a lot of frickin' shoes. You know what? And that's not because a few people bought several thousand or because, a bunch of people bought hundreds of shoes. It's because 50,000 individuals bought a pair. Now, the challenge to all of us today is, this is not that glamorous or fantastic to walk a mile in the cold, but you know what? It's not about being glamorous. It's not about doing something massive. It's about each of us walking away from this today realizing that we are so powerful to change the lives of those that have a lot less than we do. This is not about who's watching you. This is about every one of you guys standing here and challenging yourself to say, you know what am I good at? What am I passionate about? What do I do every day? What do I buy? What business am I going to start? What kind of family am I going to raise? What kind of things am I going to do going forward? And what am I going to instill in the future? Because we have the opportunity to be, and this is not a grand comment, I really believe that you guys could be the next greatest generation.
Recently Nelson Mandela said at Live Aid, he said, sometimes it falls upon a generation to be great. And I think he's talking about you guys, because you have the opportunity to take the technology that is at our fingertips, the dollars that are in our wallets. It's significant. When someone is living on less than $1 a day, that's less than an iTunes download in, a day. Okay, that's the kind of thing that we do consistently in our lives. We purchase music, we go to concerts, we do things that seem fairly insignificant to us, but are profoundly significant for others who do not have anything. And that's why, that's the moment of encouragement. That's the thing where you say, well, I can't do anything. No, you can.
A few weeks ago, now it's been a couple weeks, I guess, if I can count right, we were in Africa delivering those 50,000 pairs. And, you know, I know it's getting cold, we'll keep walking, but we sat with little kids. You know, I have a 5-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a 1-year-old, right? So kids that are my own kids' age, looking at them, I saw kids that walk 5 miles a day with no shoes just to go to school, if they're lucky enough to be able to pay for school. They split their pencils in half because there's not enough pencils, and they don't have the money to pay for books, so they share books. Often, if they have a pair of shoes, they're sharing it between 2 or 3 brothers and sisters. So I think every time I walk, I think about a 5-year-old kid that's as old as one of my little boy, and I ask, you know what, if I saw him walking down the street with no shoes, you know, how would I feel? And that's what the challenge is for us, a generation of people that don't even have the opportunity to put on a pair of shoes. Now, every time our feet are cold, or our feet are hot from the blisters that burned our soles when we walked earlier that summer, I'm reminded that a pair of shoes really might be the opportunity to change the course of someone's life.
And also the other reason why shoes are significant is because when 60% of the kids that we visited at the D.G. DeWyo school, which sang on the song Great Divide, when 60% of those kids don't have parents because HIV and AIDS has in most cases killed both of their parents, it is a significant challenge that we have to say to ourselves, you know what, there are 14 million AIDS orphans as of last year. It's expected to be 25 in 3 years. That is a huge challenge. And the cool thing is, we can do something about it. So let's finish the rest of this walk. What do you say? Yes.
I want you guys to say it with me before we go. Say, I took the walk! I took the walk! One more time. I took the walk! I took the walk! All right, let's finish this thing. I first my butt up on the walk, everybody! On the walk.